Maligna Lutruwita. For thousands of years, Aborigines have remained connected to country. Our old people harvested the land, our warriors hunted a landscape shaped by traditional fire, and our women gathered resources to provide for their family group. Back then, we walked the many tracks across the Northern Midlands that led us to the head of the Cunnamulla Tamar River. Today, those tracks are lined by buildings, and the landscape, once adorned by trees and grassy plains, are fewer. Warranta Lumi. We are here. Our culture is alive.
And good morning, everybody. NTJFA versus the STJFL. Aaron Roberts in the commentary box. Duff TV. We are in Launceston. It's sunny at the moment. About 15 mils yesterday, which has created a couple of tricky conditions, but for the most part, the ground is in pretty good condition here in the lovely suburbs of East Launceston. The last dangling moments of the leaves on the deciduous trees are hanging on for dear life as a southerly is blowing. It's bringing some cool weather here at the moment. And there are the STJFA 16 girls ready for action in today's massive rep game. These games have been going for many years. The girls from the south struggled to win for so many years, but after the last couple of seasons, they've been the one that's got the victory. And there is the NTJFA in their 50-year historical kit. They've got collars, which is unusual in a modern Guernsey for an AFL team. There's Rani Mill, middle of the screen. She'll be a key today. She was pretty much best on ground. She got the most touches in the representative game against the NWFL, but lots of excellent players will fill the void. Just to mention, it's around about 6 degrees at the moment in Launceston. There is a southerly, so I'll need to bring you down to not much more than that. We have got the circle, which is to the easterly side of the ground here. It runs north-south at the NTCA ground. It is, as you can see, the girls just gingerly cruising across the ground. They'll have some trouble. That was Annie Hearn sort of tiptoeing across the turf. You'll need your long stops. The middle of the ground is slippery. That's a cricket pitch, which, if anyone cares about cricket, hosted the first ever first-class game in Australia 180 odd years ago. So the ball is going to be a tough one to win. Milne straight away involved in the action. Donaghy on the side of the pack, and Milne's going to win the first kick for the NTJFA. It's a good one to Daniels. I should say that's actually Gracie Hurst. Short option was the first chance to Pitchford, who played well against the Northwest. Pitchford in the pocket. It's very tight for Pitchford. What a start! The NTJFA through Pitchford in the right forward pocket has kicked a wonderful goal, and a great smile from her. Poppy Pitchford has got the Northerners away.
What a great name, Poppy Pitchford. Good footy name, that, Aaron.
Yeah, and she was great a couple of weeks ago, Duff, as well. I feel like we need you a bit louder, Duff, which is the first time I think I've ever said that. This is the replay. So the Duffettes have come up. We had dinner last night at the Royal Oak, very pleasant. My kids did fly up and down the stairs. Apologies to anyone who was in the Oak last night. My kids climbed up the stairs about 40 times. Jerry Martindale back on the pots and pans from his short holiday. Power work from Milne. Handball loose. There's Daniels from Georgetown originally. Mum was a team manager. She's been a really good developing player.
You say the breeze is out there. I'd say it's about a 2-goal breeze for the NTJFA. Left screen.
Yeah, and it's two goals, but taking about 5 degrees off the temperature as well of this ground. Dash from Kingsley. Found space amongst the pack, and it's dribbling and a minor. So, Duff, hope you're okay, mate. You're under covers. It was concern. There was some senior football here yesterday, and then there's the under-14s tomorrow, but the ground's held up pretty well, but you're at least under shelter, Duff.
Yeah, it's breezy up here, a little bit cool, but I've been to the football when it's been much colder than this, so that's my inspiration.
Well, okay, that's right. You've been in worse spots in worse conditions is what you're saying on ground level.
Devonport once was about -2, I think.
Yeah, the two wettest games of football I've ever seen have been at Devonport Oval, literally a lake. So we'll have some helpers. I think Ryan Kinder might be coming in for the boys match, potentially. There's Milne on the ground, a little shovel handball out. Donny a second or third touch. Milne at ground level. Beats one. Finds space. Pitchford now. Kingsley with the right foot. Samick couldn't take it. Juggled a second time. 3 STJFL players to compete with. And eventually the umpire will blow the whistle. So the NTJFA had a rep game a couple of weeks ago. They defeated very comfortably the Northwest in the first 17 girls rep game I think like they've ever played. They played 14s, and so we're actually going on, and that's sticky and muddy around that spot there in centre wing. Any hard work from the girls, but they're actually keeping their feet at the moment. That's the key. Kingsley was good again, bursting out of the congested area. The ball gets caught up in the wet stuff. Milne, eventually she couldn't keep going. She fell to the ground. Hurst has had some touches early. Busting out of the pack. Goal square. Dribble. Samick again. Samick screws it. Samick goals. Oh, no, it's touched. Didn't see that. We might get down the replay, Jerry. I don't think she had too many concerns, but gee, the NTJFA looks strong around the contest, don't they, Duff?
Up and about they are. They've come to play.
Did that hit a leg? Let's see on the replay. It might have just clipped the leg of the Theory. Oh, yeah, that's a phenomenal goal umpire to see that.
No technology here. It's all by the eye. It's the old
It's
one.
old school. Don't worry about the replays. Get rid of that.
Yeah, no roofs on football grounds. Just get on with it.
Well, the thing is, it's hard to do, isn't it, the replay, because the play continues, doesn't it? It was on the other day where the play continued and they were going to kick a goal and had to come back, and you don't get that the 90-odd seconds back either on the shot clock like in basketball. Might be something the AFL could look to change, a tap out from Bumford. The STJFL trying to win a free. That's a throw. The pressure's been immense. So Oliver just forward of centre wing with the NTJFA. She chips to the top. And a great set of hands from Jantz. She's a lot stronger in that contest. High one up. At the back was Dudman. My favourite from a couple of weeks ago. She's got a spot. We called this the Dudman pocket, I think, last time we called this game. Steady approach. This will be 3 on the trot with the wins. You can hear the wind in the effects, Mike, Jerry. It's going to be okay. It's not going to blow away, is it? So 2-2 to 14. So Dudman, and now the goal to Poppy Pitchford. And a couple of behinds and that one rush one as well. Good thump from Donaghy in the ruck. Milne scragged the jumper, spun in the tackle, released to a bit of space. Gee, look at the ball skid off top of the cricket pitch. They had the covers on. There's a little film of I suppose, wetness, if you like. Moisture Arnold out of the middle. On the ground for Jance. It's been thrown out now by Shelabs. Hedge has a chance to contend though with Hurst. They battle on the ground for the football. Support up in the air from Bumford and a ball up. Has a big thump out of the pack. More in there. Another play with their jumper scrag. Yeah, they used to talk in the old days. Duff, tuck his shirt in. No one tucks their shirt in these days, do they?
And socks up.
Well, don't have to worry about the socks up. That's irrelevant. That's just a neatness thing. But if you tuck your shirt in, it's very hard to have your jumper pulled when it's tucked in nice and tight. But the shirts, or I should say the tops, are much shorter these days, and they seem to come out easy. STJFL going forward for the first time. Reed couldn't get it. Was that handballed? No, it wasn't. Rushed by Donaghy.
Oh, held up in the breeze.
Yeah, the breeze there's the challenge. So it comes out. Kingsley. He's going to run into trouble. Going to run into a lot of trouble. So it's currently 8 degrees. So I say it's up to more like 12, but it feels like 8 degrees. So it has warmed up a little in the last sort of 20 minutes.
I'm up here in the David Boone stand, Aaron. It's beautiful. Got the sun coming over the shoulder. It's gorgeous in this beautiful old stand.
Well, I'll tell you what's wonderful at the moment is Kingsley's play. She's been extraordinary in the first few minutes. Celeste Jance's right boot's dangerous to the hot spot, searching for Dudman. Now she's on the ground. She gets pushed over. A little slow, the play around the foot in, and it eventually pops its way out. Stubbings tries to handball. The umpire said she made an attempt. That was a throw. Old-fashioned throw. Milne bust. Milne gone. Hedge brilliant.
Not good tackling.
Yeah, Rani Milne, I would say the strongest player on the ground. Oh, no doubt about that. She's phenomenally strong through the core, and she got mowed down. It's into the pocket. A couple of players dance around the mud. Dudman there on the ground. Thump. Just the toe to it. Jance had a bit of the ball. She's contend with Donaghy. Do they teach it in camera school, Duff, commentating and camera work? Is that a skill you've learned over the journey, or you did it through your TAFE course?
I never went to school, you know. Never read a book.
That's not true. You've read at least one cricket book.
I think it comes with a little bit of practice and a passion for the game, I'd like to think.
Squirting ball out towards the middle of the ground. Boyack was there. Now the STJFL go forward. So we reckon it's a 2, maybe 3 goal breeze. Cullinan unable to scoop it up. She'll get another opportunity. Oliver on the side provides some pressure. Then she goes to ground. Releases backwards. The ball's just not falling where it needed to. Great by Tremaine. That's another great tackle from her. And gets a stoppage around 55 metres out. You can see how close the 50-metre circle, if it is a 50-metre circle, I've got doubts that is, and the 40-metre centre square quite close together. Milne on the cricket pitch. Hurst was receiver.
What's impressed me so far is the tackling. It's just been really, really good by both sides, and safe tackling, Aaron. Obviously, you've been taught very well, these girls.
No, massive improvement. I mean, that's the thing they've really learnt. Arnold was on the outside. They've got some run now. This GJ run high forward. It's scooted out the back of the pack. Crane. Here's a go again. She's going to get pressure from Hardwick, who's such a good defender. The skewed kick across the face. This will be coming back again. So nice little foray forward into the breeze for the STJFL. And can they find their way in towards the goals? Yeah, to tackling, Duff, I agree. Both the safety. A couple of years ago, sling tackle was really a concern in girls' youth football.
Yeah.
The sling tackle rule came in when your head hits the ground. It's a report and a free kick.
We don't want to see anybody get hurt.
No, we don't. And I think that ability to take the tackle, to receive the tackle, and also to actually tackle safely has been a real change in the way that they play. Over the top by Moore, scooping down Hedge. Edge trying to win it at ground level. Hurst was first. She just bashed it back in towards a couple of STJFL players into the half-forward line. It's on the ground. Cullen can't get it. Still stuck in there. Milne loses it. Goes a second time. Little rushed around the pack. Getting a little bit of the ball at the moment is more. She's provided some power around the footy. It's going to be a bit slippery. You can see. I hope they've got a cloth maybe out there. The umpire's like a cricketer.
Should they just keep the covers on and play around the covers?
That's probably safer. I actually put my foot on the cricket pitch centre, and so it's had a cover on all night.
Right.
It was hard as a rock, clearly, because it's clay and it's clay and it's rolled. So, and it's had covers on and off. There's no rain gone on it, but it's a bit of moisture that's gone on top. It is slippery as anything. And they're trying to obviously stay out. Neon goes up. She tries to work her way back into a right boot. She decides that she's trying to get the run of Tremaine. Now it comes towards Jance for the NTJFA. Tap. Jance is there. She's got a couple to beat. She won't beat the falling tackle of Brooks. We've actually got 2 16s too for the STJFL, which is always a good one for both the umpires and the commentators. And I didn't actually ask who was who to Tony Gibson either. I double-checked the numbers, but I didn't see the 2 16s straight away. The defenders are waiting in defence, and the barrel comes back. Very hard for Kingsley to mark. She'll get a second opportunity. Little Moore was high. Rani Mill dash. Dudman waiting. She waited a little too long. Great on the ground. Handball out wide, trying to find Murphy. Ava gets around one, then gets tackled, and maybe could have been called for holding the footy. Knocked over by Luttrell and out of bounds. Good crowd again. I can tell you what, there is no one in the shade. They're all huddled in the sunshine on the westerly side of the NTCA. I think there's basketball happening today too at the LRF Sport Centre. There wasn't many car spots. Canteen going. The coffee's good here as well. Stubbings. Right-hand side and a minor. Most people have opened up the cupboard up in the top stores or the back of the shelf to find the beanie and the scarf today.
Gee, look at this.
Well, I don't understand now. Finally, Pitchford runs at her. This is the softest spot on the ground. You could see, I reckon the reserves player, Smiled Scott, spent a bit of time digging in the dirt there.
Somebody buried down there.
Was it? Where was it? The Savaloy was buried in. Was that at Moorabbin or something?
Isn't it Queenborough Oval?
Oh, was it Queenborough? Was it?
Sandy Bay.
Well, that's
it's a former. Was that was a tip?
Well, it was a tip, and then you had the just above the. You had the old.
It was a graveyard.
Graveyard, sorry. Yeah, they moved all the graveyards around, and some to Canillion Bay, and others headstones all over the place around Church Street. There's a bit of weird history for you. There's a bit of dash again from Hurst. Great. Well, you can hear the crowd involved.
Good pressure, North. Great pressure. Well done.
Georgia Reid can't win it. Kingsley saw a little gap and she tried to rush through, but it was closed abruptly by Bumford, and she's won a free. She's been good in the last 4 or 5 minutes. It's a tight game of footy, so just join us, Stuff TV. Aaron Roberts here. 2-3-15 is the score. STJFL have gone forward 4 times without a score. However, it's a 2 to 3 goal breeze to the left-hand side of the screen, the northerly end of the NTCA ground, and it's, for the most part, it's been 50-50 footy after a couple of early goals from the NTJFA. Poppy Pitchford and Dudman with a ripper. Gee, Hurst is getting some football with the long sleeves. Hurst follows up her good work. There's a lot of space in front of the forwards. Nearly a high ball, not picked up. Dance around with Murphy, I reckon. She didn't dispose of the Sherrin and a free kick. Yellow footies too, Duff. That's good.
Oh, I love the yellow footies. Easier to see. Great for the cameraman.
Yep. And I just think it's a better view for everyone. Woodgate's marked the defensive kick. It's probably a little too far out. It's going to go short to the pocket, the Dudman area.
Maybe we start up a Facebook group called "Get Rid of the Red Sherrin."
Oh, you can start it. You love starting up Facebook groups. I'm completely neutral on everything according to football with my job. No one decided to go up in the ruck. I'm sure what happened there. Moore was probably the smallest player, and in the end was landing at her feet. As Murphy wrestling for the football.
16-minute quarters.
That is a very good siren. We had trouble here last time. I don't know who was doing the hooter, but it was very short and sharp. That was a nice firm finish, exclamation mark, and a terrific first quarter here in the representative football after yesterday's fantastic games on the coast and the senior stuff, where the South took the boiled sweets, the chocolates, the flowers and whatnot, and headed back south for what is grand finals in a couple of weeks at North Hobart for the seniors against the NTFA. That's fantastic. But at the moment, it's the NTJFA with the advantage. They're 2-3-15. The STJFL yet to score. However, left-hand side of the screen is where the NTJFA will be defending up against a very good STJFL midfield. The goal kickers, Pitchford and Dudman, and some of the better players. I thought Tremaine was great. Donaghy early, Hedge was good. Stella Moore, I was impressed with her. Cullen had moments near the ball. And for the NTJFA, Sammy, a couple of moments around goal looked dangerous. Celeste Jantz was good. Ava Mervitt was wonderful up forward. Poppy Pitchford, a couple of moments for her. And probably the player that was involved the most was Gracie Hurst, who got a stack of the ball through the middle. Rani Mill had a few good moments with her strength and ability to clear the footy. But at the moment, it's a 15-point lead to the Northerners. We'll have a break here on the stream, and we'll be back soon on Duff TV.
Welcome to IGA, your homegrown Tasmanian supermarket, where you'll always find homegrown Tasmanian value and the friendly homegrown Tasmanian service we're famous for.
Thanks, Simone.
And with more than 80 stores across the state, homegrown Tasmanian convenience is just around the corner, where we are proud to stock hundreds of homegrown Tasmanian products, supporting Tasmanian farmers and producers. And because we're homegrown, we understand the importance of supporting our local community. So next time you shop, visit your local IGA, because homegrown is better. Visit igataz.com.au to find out more.
Brighton's best Backhouse. Love that homemade taste. Brighton's best Backhouse. Delicious in every way. Loving the taste. Love it homemade. Their own recipes. Freshly baked. Brighton's best Backhouse. Love that homemade taste.
TV and then walk in and go. Because I thought we left train there one night and he was there by himself. No, I was
Second quarter action here in the representative game. NTJFA with the advantage, 2-3-15. The STJFL will have the breeze in this quarter. And in the commentary box with me is Josh Nass, the NTJFA president, a man who's spent a lot of, how many hours? You'd have some sort of record amount of hours at this venue, wouldn't you, Josh, over the journey? Former family, well, former parent, really. I'm not a former parent, but you're a parent of a participant, then you're on the board, and then the president of the East Lonnie, now the NTJFA. You've spent some hours at this ground.
Yeah, certainly have, Aaron, and it's been, it's a great day for footy today. Yeah, it's certainly spent a lot of time here, as you alluded to, as the president of the East Launceston Junior Football Club, and then moving into the NTJFA. But it's a great day here today, and really looking forward to this great contest.
Yeah, good start from the Northerners at the moment. Hand from Bunford was been good in the ruck, probably needs some support when the ball hits the ground for the STJFL to get some run going. You can see her up against Oliver. She does win it. She looks for a run of Milne. She juggles the ball. Coates are laying some pressure. There's the outside run again. Woodgate was good. The kick not quite as effective. Tackle was good from Jant, so she's been dangerous at sort of that half-forward area. Airy shot from Coates. Now it's back through the cricket pitch. They've got chance to set up in the back half. Not a very effective handball, missed by Kerrison. Now they'll grapple for the spot. STJFL first entry forward is cut off. So this is good, Josh. So NTJFA, no, none of the big, I suppose not stars, but the academy players aren't here. This is the next group, and some of these will be potentially in the academy next year or Coates League. Great opportunity for him, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We made a conscious decision to make sure that we didn't have any of the academy players in here. Give these representative players a shot at playing state football.
What I also like around is we've got Jenna and Tarja. So anyone who doesn't know the coaches for the NTJFA, Jenna Griffiths, who was a state player last year, probably in the top 5 players in the league, plays at Bridgenorth. And Tarja also, from a prospect player, now plays at Bridgenorth. Young females, coaching young females is important, isn't it, Josh?
Oh, absolutely. And I remember young Taj taking out best and fairest for the NTJFA as well. So, both great footballers in their own right, but really great to see them giving back to our female football community as well. So
big shout out to the girls that are coaching and involved throughout. Lots of females getting involved in the coaching administrative work, really important. And Jenna's, I think, her last year of university. So not sure what his plans are after that, but I'm trying to pinch Tarja and get her to work for AFL Tas. So the ball's on the wing. It's a release. I reckon that was a generous decision by the umpire to not call holding the ball. Nugent with her first touch. Late was Burden, and they hold it up. The strip. I know that the collar, it actually looks quite good.
Yeah, it's amazing. We really took some time to think about that and to celebrate the 50 years that the NTJFA has been running, Peachy, and we just think they look fantastic out there today.
So 50 years, it's the oldest. For those that don't know, the STJFL in its current form has been around, I think, since about 2003. So it's a pretty new cop. The NWFL, I should say, has only been around for over a decade. A lot of mini-league comps around Tassie over the journey. So this is very much the oldest junior and youth comp in Tasmania. The spin around was right. She gets into some strife. Now they've got a chance. Hedge, she's been tackled. Tried to find Tremaine. That's great defence from the NTJFA. Webb tries to hold it in. They're charging forward here. They've got plenty of people around the footy both sides, which makes it difficult. Downham trying to squirt it off the ground. Crane might go a second time. Hardwick's in defence. She so often is. She holds herself up really well. And eventually, the weight of numbers stops the footy on the ground. So 15 metres out from goal, the STJFL, one of their better forays forward. Well, that's one way to do it. Is that holding the football? Not called. Bumford was really aggressive. Milne even better. That could be holding the footy. The umpire really letting it go, and to be fair, they've been like that all day. Hardwick off the ground. Can't win it. It's literally stacks on a hill out there, Josh. Better them than me, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. They're doing a great job in the conditions.
It is not too bad there. A little softer in the other further up on the wing, and there's a little hold in the ruck contest. It's going to be a free kick to Alexis Oliver. Now, I went to the opening of the Windsor Park venue last week. I stood next to the mayor. She cut the ribbon, and I said a few words around how important it is to have nice grass and access to the ground. What do we reckon? Get the Baker Group in here and sort this venue out, Josh?
Look, absolutely. We're starting to see, you know, this ground, the utilisation's there. We need to make sure that we're investing in these grounds to ensure that they can have that sort of utilisation. You know, we had football here, the NTJFA yesterday, and now we've got this rep footy and rep footy tomorrow. It's a strong indication that we need to put some investment into this ground, absolutely.
Yeah, the council taking over too with the working group, which I think, I'm sure the NTJFA are on, but the clubs are all on, all the user groups here, so I think that gives us the best chance to get some funding. It's kind of lost its prowess, I suppose, in cricket terms with the NTCA Grand Final at Mowbray this year, but I think it can find its way back into that footy credentials. Back of the pack, it's a good handball. Chapman hit one way, now back towards Luttrell. Hit and hope from her. Samick lurking, gets to the ground. Needs some help. Eventually finds it. There's that running handball game they love so much, the NTJFA.
Yeah, they've been well drilled with that. It's great.
Murfitt, that's Jenna Griffith's style. It's Ranger Tarja as well to a certain degree.
Yep.
They love that linkage handball and run off from behind the stoppage. Doing well here, the STJFL. This is the first real time. That's a good handball. Straight to herself, Samick, then a little rushed, but very effective. And I don't know that Jance was expecting that ball. She doesn't look confident. Launches it up to the top of the square. Great grab. Wonderful mark by Nichols. Diving forward, had her hands presented well, and she marks directly in front, 20 metres out. Great grab. In the swirly breeze, she was able to get her hands above the defender. Now let's see what the set shot looks like. And it's off to the right. Second lot of rep games too. Great to see the NTJFA play the Northwest a couple of weeks ago. It was some cracking footy games, wasn't it, Josh?
Yeah, it's a real great connection that we have between the three zones, Peach, you know, bringing them all together. You know, this is what, you know, Tassie footy's all about in my view, you know.
And it's replicating what's happening in senior, so that pathway.
Yep.
Rani Mills just copped one in the face. She's as tough as a nails. I saw her dad before. He told me about his wonderful trip to Japan. Rani, I reckon she copped it right on the bridge of her nose. I wonder if she's coming off. She's still down and sore at the left-hand side of the screen. She is not stopping, though. In the ruck is Oliver. Both hands to Milne, who's playing a traditional ruck rover role at the moment. Look at that.
There's no stopping her. She's great.
Phenomenal. She gets the ball out, and now the handball looks out towards Stubbings. They're doing well here, the STJFL, but the problem is they haven't scored. It's 2-4-16 to 0-0 at the moment, and a rushed handball for Burton just finds the legs of the opponent. We've got a ball up, 55 out. Oliver in late, hold by Coates. So a little video too, the 50-year anniversary, I think last year, or was early to say. It's a nice little video celebrating what all about, you know, the history of the competition.
Yeah, we actually had Glenda Bullock there, and you know, when we talk about the 50 years, I'm reminded of Paul Bullock, who's you know, passed, but his you know, stewardship and being a pioneer and saying, you know, we're going to, you know, look beyond club, we're going to, you know, bring the community together and create an association. And, you know, from a couple of teams now to 2,000 players in the NTJFA, it's a great legacy for Paul Bullock.
Looking to see the game grow in the coming years as well.
Absolutely.
Cullen looked to get it to Crane. Just didn't find her hands, which meant the cavalry arrived for the NTJFA and have slowed the ball movement up. The question at the moment is the STJFL's ability to find an avenue towards goal. I thought Donaghy might be one that could go forward. She's mostly playing in the ball. Bash through. Great stuff by Oliver, imposing herself on the football on her knees as Hedge. Downham found a little gap, but as so often, if anyone's seen Zara Hardwick play before, she is a wonderful defender. Might come back through Hedge. Closed down by Woodgate. And Woodgate wins the free. Milne contending at the back, doesn't get it in her hands. Moore squirts it out. Tremaine had some hands and the ball's over. So growth's the keys, and obviously the junior stuff is where we're trying to grow through, particularly the city clubs, but also the country clubs.
Yeah, look, absolutely. We know that to grow our game, we have to focus on juniors, and you know, we've got the right recipe for success to be able to do that.
Now, I hope there was friendly banter between you and Jim Horn as well, the president of the STJFL.
Indeed, there was.
Yeah. We saw some funny stuff a couple of weeks ago between Peter Gutman and Carpenter in the senior stuff. They did a couple of funny videos. That's a loose handball. Cullinan, right boot's good. Right dropped it. Still a chance for the STJFL to get their first score on the ball. There's going to be a stoppage 20 metres out right pocket. It's holding the footy. Well, I suppose that seemed okay. She probably did have an opportunity to release the footy, did right. And they'll certainly expect them to get a score from here. Let's get my binoculars out to see that play. That's to the right. Is that in fact? I hope it's gone through, because I'd sound silly. It's a minor. So the STJFL first score from a very aggressive tackle. The cricketers are here again, Jerry. The Masters cricket training. I think someone that's the noise in the effects mic, is someone rolling their cricket gear. Hardwick has a lot of space. They're sort of leaving it open at the moment. It's finally cut down by Crane.
Thumping kick out.
It's loose at the ground. Right first to it. Webb across her hands. It's a difficult spot to get the ball. You're on your bottom. It's very hard to handle. It's kicked to the middle. Should have been marked by Callender. She's going to try and make up for it and get the footy back. Hurst look to try and stay on her feet. She pinches it and she flicks it out wide. Stubbings haven't been here for a while. They've avoided the cricket pitch for the most part of the last little while, up towards a very open half forward line. Murphy first to it. She dishes Luttrell off with a hand. And they grapple for the footy. Still going. Both players had to hand the ball. It felt like the umpire was going to call a free kick. There's some of the sponsors, IGA, Bennett's, Petroleum, Mood Food. I think they're Duff TV sponsors. Brighton Best Bakehouse. My partner went there the other day and she didn't think it was the best. I'm sure it is though. She said it was second best. We reckon the Rustic Bakery in Cressy. I reckon I mention on it every second stream how good that place is. Brighton Best Bakehouse. I reckon it's second best.
I'm a bit of a fan of the Scottsdale Bakery as well.
Oh, Scottsdale, yeah, but the rustic pies are sweet treats out there at Cressy. Extraordinary. There's Kingsley. She's been wonderful. A little quieter, but getting involved again. Had a push as she was getting it. Kerrison in the slop.
Yeah, it's quite firm and slippery out there.
Yeah, ice rink stuff. Yep. And a free's been given away.
Great to see a good kept crowd here today, Peach.
We talked about it last time, didn't we, Josh, how good the crowds were. Maybe you need to start charging. But no, the canteen will be popular. But I just think that there's a lot of people here from other clubs. I've looked and noticed. They're not just people here. And I think we'll see a good group come for the 14s tomorrow. Got Michael Maney coming and doing some commentary. So, yeah, there's something in it, isn't it? This venue's central.
Yeah.
It's got good spectator facilities, even when it's a little overcast. And the participation's coming down off the ground with Samick. Didn't really advantage a teammate. First is Arnold to it. She awkwardly onto a left boot, misses Kerrison. Lewis driving down, didn't get it. Well, I'm not sure that was a handball by Wright. Rushed out by Samick. Wow, Dudman.
Well done.
How she grabbed hold of that right down near her thighs. Great grab from Dudman. Already kicked a goal. And she's going to line up, I think, too far out. Well, don't know what's happening there. The defenders were a little left alone. Murphy spins around onto a right and spins the ball out to the right pocket. Most teams are also, just looking through this list here, most teams have got a player in here for the most part, the youth teams.
Yeah.
Those with the 17 girls team anyway.
Yeah, it's a great representation of the member clubs that we have in the association. So that's really that shows a healthy competition too, Peach. You know?
Yeah, well, there's no team that's dominating here as well.
Yeah.
Josh, that's what I like about well, actually both sides, to be fair, but a really wide spread of players. You know, that sort of the top teams for a little while have been Prospect, Tamer, and Eastern, South Lining, kind of been those four. Scottsdale have had some good players come up, and they've probably risen a little bit, but it is one of the more even grades, the 17 girls, and although we're playing mostly 16 girls here today, but it's really good competition. One of the ones that probably don't have to worry. Dudman dashes, dribbles, misses. The air was pumped out of my tyres. I was about to build up a second Dudman goal.
It's a great kick out.
Luttrell with a bomb. She's gone to full back. Impressed with Oliver. Ground level is been outstanding today. Arnold has some work to do on that left boot. Now there's a chance for Moore. Great pickup by Moore. Maybe had a little bit more time. It's up towards half forward. STJFL trying to find a way to goal. Boyack. And there's a lot of blue jumpers around that one. Not enough players going in for the footy. One is that's going in for the footy at the moment. Is Hayley Daniels, very active. Oliver. Oh, gee, that was one of those smothers where your foot actually nearly kicked the opponent. Daniels goes down, didn't dispose it, bashed off the ground by Wright. Hurst relieves it. The defender was a little late in the hands of Jantz. You can go over the top. Where's the lead from Dudman? She's actually looking the other way. It's an awkward ball. Pitchford taken down. Jantz running past, needs help. Right on the siren, it just needed to be on the boot of Ava Murphy. I don't think she knew it was coming, and the hooter goes. Just the one behind to the STJFL in that second quarter of football, and the NTJFA still with the advantage, 2-5-17. The goal kick is probably Pitchford and Dudman with one early in the first quarter. We've got Josh Nast here. We're going to have a break. Josh, just a few more words from you about the comp and your thoughts broadly around footy in north of the state.
Yeah, look, you know, the only way is up, in my view, with junior football. So, you know, we've got a strong competition. You know, 30% of those are girls. So we're watching, you know, some of the best girls out there playing at the moment in our association. But we want to see more girls playing, and we know that, you know, we've got a pretty good product out there, and we know that kids want to really play the game. So. There's a volunteer army as well that you've just got to shout out as well. You know, all the people that behind the scenes to make sure that our kids are playing football every weekend. I'm just so pleased to be a part of that that volunteer army that makes sure that these kids have the best fun that they can playing the game we love.
Well, thank you for all your work, Josh. You're obviously in a volunteer role. You obviously also work full-time, so it's not easy. So big shout out to volunteers. We've got, I think, volunteer awards coming up in the AFL and also at Active Tasmania as well. So keep an eye out for those. But thanks to Josh Nash. Just a quick recap of some of the better players for both sides. Lily Crane was good in that quarter. Addie Downham too got involved. Tremaine was wildly aggressive with the tackles. I don't want to run into Tremaine in a dark alley. She's scaring me at the moment. Some of the aggressive play. Stella Moore was good. Ruby Coates had some involvement. Cullinan also, and Luttrell was pretty competent. She was playing in different spots on the ground. And the best, though, for the STJFL in the first half was Casey Bumford in the ruck. Hands to it, up against some very good rucks. I thought her engagement was wonderful. For the NTJFA, Hurst, Jansen, Oliver were great. Hardwick off the back line was also particularly good. Rani Mill in the middle. And Daniel started to get involved, but Dudman is the player that's looking so good with Kingsley. They're the two real star players for the NTJFA. We'll be back. We'll have a little break. We'll get some hot drinks, and we'll see everybody for the second half. With the NTJFA 16 points up, I should say, in this representative game. As he Hurst. Short option was the first chance to Pitchford, who played well against the Northwest. Pitchford in the pocket. It's very tight from Pitchford. What a start! The NTJFA through Pitchford in the right forward pocket has kicked a wonderful goal, and a great smile from her. And a great set of hands from Jantz. She's a lot stronger in that contest. High one up. At the back was Dudman. My favourite from a couple of weeks ago. She's got a spot. We called this the Dudman pocket, I think, last time we called this game. A little slow, the play around the foot in, and it eventually pops its way out. Stubbings tries to handball. The umpire said she made an attempt. That was a throw. Old-fashioned throw. Milne bust. Milne gone. Hedge brilliant. And I don't know that Jance was expecting that ball. She doesn't look confident. Launches it up to the top of the square. Great grab. Wonderful mark by Nichols. Diving. Might come back through Hedge. Closed down by Woodgate. And Woodgate wins the free.
Welcome to IGA, your homegrown Tasmanian supermarket, where you'll always find homegrown Tasmanian value and the friendly homegrown Tasmanian service we're famous for.
Thanks, Simone.
And with more than 80 stores across the state, homegrown Tasmanian convenience is just around the corner, where we are proud to stock hundreds of homegrown Tasmanian products, supporting Tasmanian farmers and producers. And because we're homegrown, we understand the importance of supporting our local community. So next time you shop, visit your local IGA, because homegrown is better. Visit igatas.com.au to find out more.
Brighton's best Backhouse. Love that homemade taste. Brighton's best Backhouse. Delicious in every way. Loving the taste. Love it homemade. Their own recipes. Freshly baked. Brighton's best Backhouse. Love that homemade taste.
Nah, she's over here now playing. Yeah.
Back into it, second half action.
You stay over there.
NTJFA going to the left-hand side of the screen. What's been a tough grind at the moment with a southeasterly blowing at around 25 kilometres an hour. That's making it a challenge when teams are trying to push in the back. Straight into the mud, slipping and sliding. Bit cheeky. Annie Hearn with the ball after taking a dive through the middle. Looking for Hurst. Nicely chopped off by Moore, who's been good for the STJFL. Great tackle. Tremaine has been phenomenal today with her tackling. I reckon she's crashed away into Rani Milne 3 or 4 times. It's been great to watch. Oliver with the right hand to it. Kingsley trying to force it. Shepherds again, dashes, looks at the back, exits behind. She had plenty of space at the back of that contest. Dudman, she'll come and cleanly pick it up. She loves this pocket. And then she decides nearly to centre it. Nugent, fresh airy, over the top was Jance. They battle for the footy. And the umpire will take it off them for a moment. Dudman's run a minute ago was electric because she was running towards the right goal line and stubbed it. Hurst can't get it. Tremaine trying to force the issue. It has warmed up a little bit, so it says it feels like 7 degrees. So that's gone down, but the actual temperature's up to about 13 at the moment, but the wind is the issue for the players. It's pushing pretty strongly to the left-hand side, which is where the NTJFA are doing all the running. So Hurst missed it, Milne didn't. Brooks spilt. So we've now got a 15, so either Bignall or Brooks has taken a 16 off and put a 15 on. That was effective from Bumford. It's coming back again. Can Dudman do something? Nice little pack of supporters in the old wooden grandstand. It's underneath the old scoreboard. We've got the new one to the right. We've got Martin Duffy back on. We had Josh Nass, the president of NTJFA, with some words, and Martin Duffy's juxtapositioned himself next to a camera and a microphone.
It was a very short break there. I was a bit disappointed there with the time allowed there. I was trying to get down to the canteen to get a salve.
No, well, I looked at the line and I've gone, no, that's not. That's a between games. So that to be fair, Duff, 3 things. So I'm not sure I want to hear you eating a salve, commentating, and trying to prevent sauce falling on the camera lens. So just stick to what, no, just stick to 1 or 2 things at a time. In the middle is where we find the yellow Sherrin, size number 4, is the one they're chasing around at the moment. Cullinan trying to force the issue. Dancing word through. It's Kingsley. Her right boot is deadly. Samick equally around goal. Unfortunately, Hethery just tripped over. She was about to pick up the footy. High ball out. Milne, best position.
Nice mark.
Yeah, she's got terrific hands and strength. That's 50. I don't know what just happened then. She ran straight through the mark. So it was Hedge. And she's getting a pat on the back from Donaghy. You'll see it here. So great mark. Don't know what Hedge. I mean, Hedge was just dawdling. She can't do that. I mean, it's an annoying rule. Is that 50? But
that's not 50. That's 30 or 25.
Well, what's happened? Why is it only? Is there new rules? Sure. They changed the rules overnight.
Don't you run football here?
No, I don't run the community stuff. Anyway, Rani Milne from 30 out with the breeze behind her back, and the umpire spins and he kicks. Milne kicks her first. And I hope that umpire is not going to become a geography teacher.
A real estate agent.
Well, real estate's not so much. Someone else measures it. What's the person who measures it? I've lost it. My brain's not quite clicked to gear on a Sunday. A surveyor.
Surveyor.
There we go. So she was 10 metres from the line, the 50-metre line. She got within 25 of the goals. So you do the maths. We think she got a 35-metre penalty. It didn't matter, though, as Rani Milne kicks her first goal from a mistake from Hedge. There is Milne again. No one can grab hold of Milne's shirt at the moment, jumper waist or anything. The only one getting near is Tremaine. That's holding the footy, probably? No. It is. It's a ball up. A little lucky was Daniels.
Not ready yet.
Oliver wins it down. Got it to two hands. Hurst tries to get it. Scoot from Burden. Little hold on Jance, and that's a free, is it? Or is it a ball up? Pretty quick. So that interesting. The umpires have really let this game go, but had a couple of quick blows of the whistle. Oliver again wins the footy. 1-on-1 in the goal square. It's going to dribble across the face. It was dangerous stuff. Might have been Savic in the square. Not quite sure. It's a minor score though. And they move to 3. 6:24 the NTJFA.
It's been a fairly even game in general play, but the STJFL just haven't been able to get a goal on the board.
Yeah, Kingsley's got it. I think the difference at the moment is a few players been able to drive their way out of the congested area for the NTJFA. It's been taken by Nichols, who had that shot in that first quarter. Oh, that's a good mark, not played by the umpire. The STJFL will launch again. Goes over Oliver. Good block from Kingsley, provided time for Hearn to get a kick-off. Chapman for the STJFL. Arnold laid a tackle. You heard ball. That's probably fair enough. Arnold's left boot, dangerous. What a grab! The rucker, Bumford. She's saying, I'm going long. That's mark of the day. Good kick from Bumford. She's trying to find Kirkby. Hardwick at the ground. Pinched again by Webb. Against the run of play, Webb dribbles it through. A Bumford blinder at centre half forward. And then finished off. And the STJFL get one against the wind and against the run of play, but it was Arnold's work out of the middle. Look at that mark. That'll be highlighted, I can tell you, for a little while. Coming from behind the hands of Kingsley. That was ferocious attack on the football. And we just see this was a really neat little finish, hitting the pack with pace. And a great finish from Peyton Webb.
That's what the game needed.
Definitely did. I want to see a close contest. 6 behinds the NTJFA has hurt them a little bit, but that'll give some belief.
Who are you going for, Aaron? When you were born up here, you've lived in Hobart, but now you're back in Launceston.
I am a Northwest Coaster officially, so there you go. I'm going for the team that's not playing.
Okay.
Does that help? Razor Ray was on the radio the other day, and he refuses to say what AFL team he supports.
Oh.
He's, after 30-odd years, no one knows who he supports. It's like the Stig. I'm like that. I go for Latrobe.
Don't mind Razor Ray's commentary.
He's been good, hasn't he? Yeah. Maybe we could do that. I mean, I know you like miking up umpires, but maybe we get an umpire in the hot seat next to me at some stage. Contested half forward, good grappling ball from Burden. She had a few good minutes. Got contest in front of us. Kerrison had it originally. Hurst, the captain for the NTJFA. Murphy might be playing in defence at the moment, Ava. Chapman. They're starting to get a little bit of usage of the ball out of the middle. It's very hard to get a lot of penetration with those kicks. They can just hold it in here, the STJFL. They can't then, but they can get some repeat entries at the moment. They've certainly got the game level. Kingsley trying to break the tackle. Murphy on the outside. The kick is good. Dudman with a chance. It's towards Luttrell. Burden with a rush ball. Doesn't clear the area though. Coates and Murfitt. Murfitt wins that battle. And the ball ends up winning as it spills out of both their hands. Hurst with a swirly one over his shoulder. Milne gets the arms in the air, gets to 50. Right pocket is the direction. Had a lead out from Nichols, who's had a couple of high-quality moments. And the right pocket is where the ball is out of bounds.
Job done out night.
Here's that mark again. Great stuff, Jerry. Nice to have you back, mate. Bo did a good job, but so I feel calmer with you in the box, Jerry. Finding golden moments like that to replay.
Season campaigner.
Well, he's the glue, the duct tape, the cable tie of Duff TV. And the monkey grip. Is that the monkey grip, Jerry? It's always got tape. If you've been in Jerry's car, his old car, I think, was taped together with that stuff, the Gorilla Grip.
Yeah, that was the car that you had to go from second to fourth. Go to third gear.
It was a ripper. I think he wants it back. He doesn't like all the bells and whistles. He doesn't like things that beep at him. Kingsley, nothing's beeping her at the moment. Hurst has had a stack of the footy. That's a good little shepherd out by Cullen. They've had some really good moments in this quarter. I've been impressed. Quite a few of their players. Bignell can't get it. She just bashes and crashes. I hope it's Bignell. It could be Brooks. Hurst trying to slap it. She had a couple of attempts at the football. Eventually clears the pack. He has sensed that a goal here to the STJFL sets him up for a last quarter dash. Pitchford. Dudman. Oh, such good skills with the hands with the balls near the grass. Murfitt, strength always. Not called by the umpire. STJFL hanging on. We're at the 12-minute mark of this quarter. Chapman looks for a run on the outside. They've got now to Hedge. Hedge is in trouble. Hedge is in trouble. Hedge is good. She's been called for holding the footy. And you can hear some displeasure from some parents from the STJFL, which isn't overly cool.
Which way has she called that? Can ball it up.
Oh, well, maybe that's fair in the end, because I don't think it was a free kick for.
No, we'll go with that.
Against Hedge, not bad. Milne gets another driving ball from 50. Climb from Nichols is a beauty.
That's a genuine good grab, isn't it?
There's been some good marks today in the wet. And Milne and Hurst have lifted in the last few minutes. And Nichols from 25. It's going through, yes. Nichols gets her first and steadies the ship for the NTJFA. Kicking with the wind. Ava Murfitt's also had some influence in this game. Just the high-end quality usage of the football from Milne. Kicking's improved under pressure too by Rani. Saw her play I commentated her senior debut a few weeks ago at Deloraine, and she was up against some of the best players in Northern Tassie from Deloraine. They got a really good defence. She was great that day. Moore trying to lift her team in the spin cycle was right. Pixie at her best, finding a teammate across to right again, who's come off half back. Ava Murfitt in contest with Nethy. That's good. Murfitt still goes again. It's pushed towards the pockets. A long way from our action.
There's a fire pit over there. Maybe they can go.
Yeah, they can go light it up. That's the Thistles Rapscallion spot, I think. The team senior club that plays here, the Thistles, the old Scotch, one of the worst songs, but one of the best nicknames.
Can you sing it?
Zippity Doodah, I think it starts. And then it's a bit rubbish after that. Murfitt runs into strife. Tight in the pocket is Pixie. Don't tell me Stubbings has done something extraordinary from the right pocket. Wow. Pixie Stubbings. What a brilliant goal.
I think that's goal of the day.
That is, well, we've seen a couple of great
Save
moments.
that one.
Mervett was fantastic there. Pixie's got no space on her right, and she has no right to kick it from there. That is the Brighton's best Backhouse player of the day. 5-6, 36 to 1. 1-7. After all the work from the STJFL, they got a goal against the run of play, and the NTJFA have steadied the ship with a couple of their own and one that we won't forget in a hurry. Milne has just been squished in the dirt. Stacks on a Milne. Can the STJFL, they've got 15 seconds to try and respond. Bash by Kerrison. She looked for a run, but it was not forthcoming. Barnes. Now they're going. I think they're going to run out of time. They do. It was a good little 4:04, and Hardwick was the last there, but it'll be 3 moments in that quarter will stand out. The Bunford blinder, who took a stunning grab from behind the defender. The phenomenal goal by Pixie in the right pocket. And then the tremendous grab from Nichols and goal as well. Crucial moments were won by the NTJFA. Goal kickers so far. Peyton Webb with one off the ground. She dribbled it through and it just got over the line into the breeze. Pixie Stubbies, Poppy Pitchford, Mahela Dudman, Rani Milne, Alani Nichols for the NTJFA have been the ones that have got it between the two big sticks. We might come back a little early and just mention some of the better players as the senior sides come out. Thanks to all the sponsors. Hawthorn, Tassie Hawks, McDonalds, IGA, Sherrin, LRF, who I know a lot of teams that run around in the LRF kit. Bennett's Petroleum, Mood Food, which I'm thinking of getting them sponsoring me as an employee. I must admit, I've stopped there late. It's my saviour. I often leave the Hobart office about 5, and I'm at 5:45. I come into Kempton and I go, I need something because
Good coffee.
I don't think I'd go coffee. I'm a complete snob, but maybe I have taught. But Brighton Best Bakehouse, I mean, that's close, so I can't do that. The IGA, the Hobart, your Hobart Doctor. What's that one? Your Hobart Doctor? It's a bit obscure. But anyway, we'll have a break as we work through all the sponsors. It is a lead, 5-6, 36 to STJFL 1-1-7. It's Rep Footy on Duff TV.
Welcome to IGA, your homegrown Tasmanian supermarket, where you'll always find homegrown Tasmanian value and the friendly homegrown Tasmanian service we're famous for.
Thanks, Simone.
And with more than 80 stores across the state, homegrown Tasmanian convenience is just around the corner, where we are proud to stock hundreds of homegrown Tasmanian products, supporting Tasmanian farmers and producers. And because we're homegrown, we understand the importance of supporting our local community. So next time you shop, visit your local IGA, because homegrown is better. Visit igataz.com.au to find out more.
Brighton's best Backhouse. Love that homemade taste. Brighton's best Backhouse. Delicious in every way. Loving the taste. Love it homemade. Their own recipes, freshly baked. Brighton's best bakehouse. Love that homemade taste.
Last quarter action on Duff TV. We're on the stream, but the camera's not going to move for a bit. I might just call the game. Get the binoculars out. Mill. We are moving. Duff's got back up. He was desperately keen to get something warmer on. Pitchford. That whole range of great footy today. Jance can't mark it. More in defence. Boys game coming up next. Had a warm-up before. They'll need to stay warm. Mansfield. Back to Webb. Middle of the ground is her option. Lewis can't win the footy. Just a bit of a rush ball from Gabby Wright, but it's worked for now. It's into space. Mill down to it first. She knows she's going to come back that way. Great play by coming back to the middle. Lewis's ball was smothered. Semic onto the loose one. Ava contends with Reed. Jance into the goal square. It's going to be... Oh, she's kicked the wrong way. Oops, a doozy. Nichols. I don't think Nichols... Please smile. Yeah, that was frustrating. And I think she lost where she was, Nichols. She's had a couple of shots on day. She's kicked the one goal. And they weren't a friend then. Lewis at the back. Milne second in line. Pitchford lost it. Now it's back to that same spot again. Late was Reed to the contest. Jance, rush ball. We're going to do it again. It's going to be Nichols, a second chance. So missed an opportunity moments ago. Kicked a goal in that set third quarter. Well, now we'll line up for a direct shot. It's coming back. Look at that. Perfect from Nichols. She makes up for a little mistake and some spatial awareness issues a few moments ago and kicks a goal. 6-7. 43. 117. Jance was great. couple of moments from her, I'd say she'd be in the best. We might just mention a few of the better players so far. Layla Tremaine's been wonderful around the ball. She's laid about 5 tackles on Roni Milne. It's been a super battle. Poppy Hedge has been good. Stella Moore's been terrific. Ruby Coates. Lila Cullen's had moments. Casey Bumford, I still reckon she's a player to look out for in the ruck, and she's been useful. Is a Bella Luttrell for the STJFL, for the NTJFA. Jance, a couple of times, has been involved in the last few minutes. Murford, it's now towards right. She's also been good. Oliver in the ruck. Dudman up forward. Hurston Milner around the footy have all been equally good. And you have to say, I've had my sights on every time Nichols gets the ball near her. Yeah, she mucked one up. She's looked dangerous. Got Martin Duffy back on. G'day, Duff. You've warmed yourself up. You put some sort of thermal on.
Yeah, extra layer here. So nice and warm again. It's very cold in the shade here in Launceston today.
Ava Murphy with the footy. She says, come to me. And now she drives it to the back of the pack. It's going to stop, though. More with time. Rushed by Samick. Murphy might come again. Haley Daniels with a slap ball out. Chapman with his space. It's just been dropped by Crane. And then she pins her arms around right, and the umpire says it's okay. No, she did get the free.
The pressure rating's been right up there for both teams today.
Might be 50, is it? No, Crane's got it. Just forward of centre wing.
How do they tally the pressure rating on Fox Footy, do you know? Any idea on that one, Andy?
Just no idea.
She'd be up around 200 in this match.
I'd assume there's a... It's probably done by the Premier Data stuff, I reckon. But it's now up towards half forward. There, bash and bang, and Bumford goes boom. Mansfield scoots around, and the defender's in the way. 6-7 to 1-1. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. If you're in the south, hope tonight. I think it's a sunny day down there. Pretty wet day. There's Bumford. She just kicks and hopes. That's a long kick from 50 out of a step.
Bang.
And the wind has picked up close to 30 kilometres an hour at the moment, blowing straight to the left-hand side of the coverage and the ground.
Nice grab.
Alicia Boyack with the ball. Goes short. Can't find a way out. STJFL would love a couple of goals. Crane's scooting around. She's had right to contend with. Yeah, that 5-foot does look appetising, doesn't it, over there, Duff? But it's not going.
I'm not sure if it make a difference from where we're standing.
No, I think you'd need to be within a few metres of it. Lily Wright trying to find a way through, but she can't. 2-3-15 was the first score, so since the first quarter managed to still kick 3 goals. No goals for the NTJFA to the right of the screen into the breeze, but the STJFL's only goals being kicked to the right-hand side.
I think we might have an injury here, Aaron.
Is it Hurst on the ground? I'll see if I can just get... Yeah, Hurst. I didn't hit her head, did she? But she's down on the ground. Let's hope she's okay. She's just on a front. She looks, I mean, she's moving around. I think they're just having a chat. She's holding a face, I think. There's a trainer there too. We might just see that one more time on the replay. She's getting some consoling from the trainer. So it's a genuine contest. She's on the left-hand side here. I think that's just before the contest. Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Jez. Yeah, I think they might have clashed just the lower part of the neck or the head. She's still having some time, so we might just go through what's happened so far. So the NTJFA won the toss, kicking to the left-hand side. The northern end here at the NTCA. Ground 2-3-15 was the score at the first break, and the STJFL had yet to score. Only the 2 points added by the NTJFA in the second quarter. The STJFA added their own behind, and then finally in the third quarter, the STJFL kicked their only goal through Peyton Webb, crumbing one off the pack and getting it through. And then we saw 2 late goals from the NTJFA. This Hurst is heading off. I don't think it's a head knock, because they would have done a lot more protocols on her if it was. It looked like it was. She may have even got contact down the right-hand side. So let's hope that she's okay. But she was lying down for some time. And a couple of phenomenal late goals. The one we'll remember for a long time was Pixie Stubbings' right goal. Right foot from the right pocket from the northern end. It was fantastic. And we're going to see it on the replay here. Dudman was involved early. And I'm pretty sure Oliver came over. And in fact, it was Ava. No room on the right-hand side at all for her to go, and straight over the goal umpire's head. So back in action now. And we're going to have a shot on goal, we think. The wind behind, maybe a chance. Crane's kicks to the pocket. Lead from Kirkby. Comes back again. Rani Mill trying to win it, trying to pinch stop Lily Crane on the ball up. 15 out from the south goal. You can see Rani's front of her jumper. I know she's wearing a black, but there's a little map, and that's completely covered in mud when she was squished in the middle of the ground. Lewis first to it. Pressure coming from her. Gets it to the middle. Moore rushing it back in. Oh, Burden was nearly onto it. Kirkby now spinning one way. Burden. Crane might get to it first if it just bounces to her advantage. It doesn't. Latham down. Hold on the jumper. The umpire didn't see it.
Oh.
Donaghy contends with Lewis. Burden over the shoulder. And unfortunately, there's a goalkeeper on the line. It's Barnes.
Done that well a few times today, the North.
Yeah, she's been good, Burden. They're charging again. Moore's been great. And a very
out in the full.
Very big smother on Brooks or Bignell.
Oh no, touched. Fans.
See that? This is a decent smother. Kicked it, and it was onto a knee, so it might be out of bounds on the fall. It was on a knee, so it's, I think it's a free kick here to the NTJFA because it ricocheted off the leg of the defender. STJFL just been a bit slow at times. Burden in front spot, Milne at the back. Onto the ground is Lewis. Chapman tries to defend off as Marnie Milne. That's what you do in rugby, isn't it? You put your ball out, someone else to pick it up. Off half back was Oliver. Daniels grapples in one of the wettest spots of the ground. It's a good little fight against Tess Moore. I should say not Tess Moore, Stella Moore. In the slop. Brodsky's been very quiet today. I caught her a lot in the last game. Grammer won the Northern Sardis final. Brodsky, I'm sure she's a Grammer player. So that's up to half forward. Gee, that's a good tackle. Umpire didn't call it. Krotsky in the action again.
You pull that one.
And there's a little hold of the jumper, so the STJFL lose an opportunity to go forward. Just that one little annoying spot just there. Milne misses her and takes it across the boundary line. It's 6-7-43 to 1-2-8. We've gone 11 in flat 16-minute quarters, and the NTJFA will keep the 17/16 girls trophy for another year.
Does the trophy have a name?
Don't know. Should have a name, shouldn't it? Been playing for a few years now, both these competitions, and the Northerners have had significant wins over the South over the last, well, since it started. But the STJFL came, I'm trying to think who won last year. I have to get my records out. They won the year before.
Oh, here we go, cricket pitch.
Back into the slot. I think it's just best to, oh, you don't want to land there. That's the Sud soap, or the, you know, whoever's doing the washing of the uniform saying, get away from the middle. Milne doesn't dispose of it, just sort of slips out to Lewis. Really high by Donaghy. She's on her knees, and she's the only one who wants the football. Grodzki now has moved onto the ball, so that might allow her to be involved a bit. Don't mind her going forward. Right, trying to win it. Milne. Gee, she rarely loses her composure. Samick dances to the right. Tremaine in defence for the STJFL. Luttrell coming to support her. Pitchford in there. There's Luttrell's right boot. Doesn't clear the zone though. Woodgate's rushing it, thrown out nearly by Samick, trying to find Dudman. STJFL gets some numbers around the contest. Kerrison, the Luttrell throw. Burden, bash. She's done that so often. Say they get a little run. That's good. Creates some run off. Half back, but smashing through was Boyack.
Good umpiring.
And she took a high.
Here we go.
Don't know how that found Moore's hands.
Oh,
but
the
unfortunately, Hardwick is.
She's a good player.
She's so good at reading the play, and I often find that players don't stand next to her. I reckon
What club
you
is
should.
she from there, Peachy?
She is, I was going to say Scottsdale, but she's not from Scottsdale. South Lonnie, sorry. Pixie with the ball up towards half forward for the NTJFA. Oh, Poppy comes through, lays a tackle. Outside is Daniels. She had it and then lost it. She tries to get it back. Luttrell rushed. Here, it is reasonably hard just on this flank. Boyack and out of bounds on the full. But you also hear the gust of wind.
Yeah, it's coming straight in the face now. Peachy,
Yep,
love it.
okay, so a southeasterly straight over from the scoreboard into this left pocket.
About 5 degrees.
But still, we'll get you a hot trinket. Between the Burden with another great mark.
Strength.
Well, and even just the contact of the ball on the boot. Loose for Latham. She looks up. Oh, gee. In the way was Mansfield. She goes a second time.
Can feel a goal coming on, can't you?
Yeah, Cullen around the footy, able to get it. Gee, that's going to be holding the footy. No, it's not holding the footy. Ava's still going. And then I should say Oliver's still going. Here's that mark from Burden.
I don't mind that
3D.
umpiring. He gave her every opportunity.
100%. That's great.
Which is what we like to see.
Maddie Donny is going to have a shot from 40, maybe just inside 40.
I play on here. Do the old.
Yeah, it's dangerous though, isn't it? She pops it up. Hardwick in the back, splish, and Burden in the back. And she does deserve a goal.
The Peter Hudson nudge.
It was brilliant. And she's been fantastic in the second half, and you can just see she looks exhausted. So I should say Bumford, sorry, I called it Burden. Bumford, sorry, is the goal. Casey gets it. I've called it Burden a couple of times.
Well-deserved goal there for the South right at the end of the match.
Yeah, a little touch, and Serena Hardwick certainly made it known as well. And that's the hooter. So Bumper with a late goal. And the finishing score is 6-7-43 to 2-2-14. And in the end, a pretty comprehensive scoreboard victory, but after quarter time, it was a pretty tight match around the footy. We'll just create a bit of a narrative for you at home as the boys come out on the ground. We've probably got to rush and get a bit of tucker into us. So early doors, it was the NTJFA kicking with the breeze in the first quarter. They got that run from Milne and Hurst through the middle of the ground to the dangerous Dudman up forward. But then they came back in the second quarter, the STJFL couldn't get a goal with the breeze. They had a few opportunities. They slowed down the NTJFA's drive off half-back. Luttrell was great up forward. Moore got involved. Callanan was good, and Tremaine's defensive work around the contest slowed that exits outside the contest for the NTJFA. Second half came. Finally, the STJFL against the run of play managed to goal, but then two passes of play at the back end. Got two more goals, and it was a commanding lead at three-quarter time for the NTJFA. They're up by 4 goals. The last quarter was a grind as players started to fatigue on the wet NTCA surface. But there were some moments, some really high-end moments from Casey Bumford, and equally good moments from the NTJFA players as they fought really hard, trying to score into the breeze, and they managed to get one as Alani Nichols got a couple of goals. She was a multiple goal kicker on the ground. Rainey Milne with one, Dudman with one, Poppy Pitch with one, Peck Six Dubbings one we'll see over and over again. And the 2 goals from the STJFL were kicked by Casey Bumford and Peyton Webb in that third quarter. Terrific game of footy, and in the end, a 4+ goal victory for the NTJFA. Duff, you need a hot drink, but I think we've got some words from Josh Nast in between 2 quarters. We'll keep listening to the action here. We've got the boys' game coming up on Duff TV as we'll have a break, but keep eyes on for Josh Nast and a bit of a presentation and see whose best player might take for best player on the ground. Well, it's between Gracie Hurst and Rainey Milne. For the NTJFA, probably Dudman was good as well, and it's hard to know. Maybe I reckon close to Bumford for the STJFL for my mind.
Testing. Okay, great. This is working. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Josh Nast. I'm president of the NTJFA, and I'd just like to thank everyone for coming along and watching our girls representative side. It was a cracking game to watch. Well done to South, and thanks for coming up. Although the scoreboard doesn't reflect it, I think you played a really strong game, and full credit to you and your coaching. To our girls, obviously, well done, got the win, and you played a great game of football. Just like to take an opportunity to thank a few people that have been here today and helped set up, and one of them standing right next to me, Mel, who's on my board and has done a heap of work to make sure that we get representative football played here today at the NTCA, so thanks Mel. And thanks also to the support that we've had from the AFL as well as our sponsors. I'd like to thank them. Also like to thank Duff TV, we've got them filming today as well. So yeah, just in relation to sorry, I was just getting some counsel there to the side. So yeah, one of the other things that we do as part of representative football is I'd just like to thank the umpires for a great call today. You did a great job, awesome. One of the other things that the umpires actually do for us is they pick best on ground for both teams. So without further ado, I'm going to start with the South the STJFL, and the best on ground, I'm told, is number 20, Casey Bumford. Well done, Casey. Yeah. Well done, you had a great game.
So much.
You want to say anything? There you go.
I'd just like to thank North for putting on such a great game today, and all our coaches and all the supporters that travelled up to watch us and support us today, and to my teammates who 3 weeks ago I didn't know half of you, but it was great to get to know you, and the bond that we've formed is unbreakable, and thank you so much.
Well said. Well done. Well done, Casey. And for the NTJFA, I'm pleased to announce that the umpires have selected number 22, Zoe Kingsley. Well done, Zoe. Congratulations, you had a great game. Would you like to say a couple of words? You sure?
Sure.
Okay. All right, well, thanks a lot, and thanks, coaches. Jim, for coming. Yeah, President. Thanks a lot. So. Yeah, and if we could have the shields, Jess. Nope.
I would just like to thank the South for coming out for a great competition, and the NTJFA for putting it on, and all our supporters and the umpires for helping us. Thanks.
Thank you. Great game too. Okay, well, we'll just get some shots, and yeah, we'll let the boys run out and next game of footy. Enjoy.